In this video, I want to have a look at adding or subtracting mixed numbers. So if we're given two mixed numbers and we're asked to either add or subtract them, there's three steps we're going to follow. The first one is that we're going to convert them to improper fractions. The second step is that we're going to check whether or not they have a common denominator. If they do, that's fine, but if they don't, we're going to have to convert them so that they do. Now, we've done that step before in other lessons. The third step is once we've added or subtracted them, then we're going to convert our answer back into a mixed numeral. So whichever form our question was in, that's the form we want to give our answer in as well. Now, this isn't the only method you can use to solve these sorts of problems, but this method will always work. So that's the one we're going to have a look at today. Let's have a look at some examples. So having a look at two examples, we've got one that's addition and one that's subtraction. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite this question so that both of our mixed numbers are improper fractions. So to do that, we're going to multiply the number at the front by the denominator, so 5 times 2, and then add on the numerator. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 would give us 11, and the denominator stays the same. Then we're going to add, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 would give us 7. And the denominator stays the same. All right, so now we're adding two improper fractions. We need to make them have a common denominator. So our common denominator is our lowest common multiple of 2 and 5, which would be 10. So we want both of our fractions to have a denominator of 10. Now to do that, we'd have to multiply 2 by 5 to get 10. So we'd have to do the same thing to the numerator as well. And for this fraction, we'd have to multiply 5 by 2 to get to 10. So we'd have to multiply the top by 2 as well. So that means that 11 times 5 would give us 55. And 7 times 2 would give us 14. So now that they have a common denominator, we can just add the numerators. So 55 plus 14 would give us 69 over 10. And then the last step is we want to convert that back into a mixed numeral. So 10 goes into 69 6 times with 9 left over. So we're going to end up with 6 and 9 over 10. All right, so having a look at our second example, we're going to start off exactly the same way. The only difference is that in this step here, we're going to subtract instead of adding. So 3 times 3 would give us 9, plus our 1 gives us our 10 over 3, minus 2 times 4 would give us 8, plus 1 would give us 9 over 4. All right, so making them have a common denominator, the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4 would be 12. So we're going to make them both have a denominator of 12. To convert the 3 into a 12, we have to multiply it by 4. So we do the same thing to the numerator as well. And our second fraction, we'd have to multiply top and bottom both by 3. So 10 times 4 would give us 40. And 9 times 3 would give us 27. So then we do 40 minus 27 would give us 13 over 12. And converting that into a mixed numeral, 12 goes into 13 once with 1 left over. So we end up with 1 and 1/12. So that's having a look at adding and subtracting mixed numbers.